Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Grant, and welcome back to Mr. Grant's Updates. This is the update for Monday, January 13th through to and including Friday, January 17th, 2019. Again, my name is Mr. Grant, and I teach a variety of things here at W.H. Croxford High School. This semester, I'm teaching the Cavalier Music Academy. That includes grades 10, 11, and 12s, as well as concert band for grade 9. And in semester 1, I am teaching Military Studies 15, 25, and Western World History 30. Thank you for joining us, and here is the update of what's happening this week in all of those subjects. Let's begin with the Cavalier Music Academy, otherwise known as CMA. So, for CMA 10s, this week you're going to be taking a look at the GEC project, continuing to work on it. This will be due Monday, January 21st. Okay. And what this project is, students are working using their instruments or perhaps even using a new instrument and constructing a roughly 24 measure piece of music where they will incorporate the three chords included in the title and the name of the project: G major, E minor, and C major, GEC project. Okay, as well, grade 10s, you will have rehearsal time this week on Tuesday and Thursday. You will also continue to work on your media assignment number 2, which talks about media analysis, and you'll be introduced to the third media assignment. As well, you will be working on your English assignment, which is having you take a look at a specific musical movement in the jazz era or in the popular music era from the 1950s all the way up until the present. CMA 20s, or Academy students who are in grade 11, this week you are going to be taking a hard look at your main project for term number 3. You are going to choose a specific specialization that you wish to focus on in this term, whether that be the specialization of the artist, the producer, or the marketer. I do need to know your choice and your mini project choices by the end of this week, please. As well, grade 11s or CMA 20s, your rehearsal time this week is going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. Now, for both academies, Academy 10s and 20s, this week you're going to be taking a look on Friday at some more interval ear training with our piano, as well as you are going to be singing. Yes, solfege singing. You heard me correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Parents, cover your ears. All right. Regarding the interval ear training and singing, okay, grade 10s or CMA 10s, you are taking a look at the intervals of the unison, octave, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, and the major third. CMA 20s, you are taking a look at the unison, octave, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major third, as well as for grade 11, you are taking a look at major second, the major sixth, the major seventh, and the minor third intervals. Okay. Just a word of warning, parents, you may have your students coming home singing by the end of this week 2-note phrases, which are simply the intervals. All right, continuing on, both academies are taking a look at CMA Marketing 101, which is having them look at creating an Instagram post that we will post to our classroom Instagram account. As well, students are going to be taking a look at a song analysis from the early rock period. And speaking of the early rock period, this week students are going to continue looking at the birth and flourishing of rock and roll, which includes youth culture, radio and records, crossovers and covers, the rise of Elvis Presley, Sam Phillips and Presley's contract, rockabilly, and the day the music died. Lastly, CMA 10s and 20s, I would also like to give you some opportunity this week to study for your final exams, which are right around the corner. I completely understand that the Academy program, for the most part, is an option-based program with the core subject of English mixed in. And so I do want to give you some time to study for your exams, for your core subject exams, whether that be in the sciences or social studies. Okay, so this week we're going to take maybe 2 periods maximum, maybe 3, to take a look at some study if you do so choose. If you don't want to, totally fine. All right, grade 9 concert band. Parents, this week we are taking a look at 3 of our new pieces that were handed out to students last week. That would be Pueblo, Whale Warriors, and the rock song by the Rolling Stones, Paint It Black. Students are also going to be taking a look at the G minor scale, and you should have some information this week about our trip to Edmonton for the Cantando Music Festival. The festival organizers are still organizing us as a somewhat last-minute entry into their festival, so you should have a little bit of information regarding that festival, which occurs in April, sometime this week. All right, and last but not least, military studies. So, military studies students and parents, we only have 7 more classes of military studies to go before the end of our course. It truly has been a pleasure getting to teach your wonderful students and getting to teach you wonderful students. So this week you have a few mini tasks that you're going to work on, as well as your final project for Military Studies 25. Those mini tasks include the D-Day task, the Humanity in War task, Service in a World War, the Canadian Home Front, and the Final Phase 1945 mini task. Also, students are going to be continuing to work on their World War II final project, where they get to choose one aspect of World War II in Canada that interests them. They may work in groups of 4 to 5, as well as individually if they do so choose. Students are going to be creating, building, recording, or writing or typing their project up. That may include a diorama of perhaps the invasion of Normandy. That may include a video interview of Prime Minister Mackenzie King, who was Prime Minister during this time, perhaps relaying his goal for the war and the wartime, if Canada actually gets involved or not. Lastly, all of these things, the mini tasks and the World War II final project, are due January 21st, which is next Tuesday, which is the final day of our semester together before final exams. And so please, students, please make sure that you get these tasks and projects in. The military division, which is our smaller groups, whoever has the highest divisional points by the end of the week, which will be Monday actually, January 20th, you will receive a pizza from Pizza Cottage for your small military division to share. That again, the group with the most points will get the pizza. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the news I have for this week. All of our updates are now up to date. Students, parents, guardians, thank you again for listening to this audio update. If you wish to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's the Cavalier Music Academy YouTube channel, please feel free to do so. That is where this audio update gets posted, and all of the subsequent weekly updates will also get posted there. A podcast is in the works and hopefully going to be up and running in the new semester with actual students participating in these audio clips. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you have a really, truly wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Ciao for now. Talk to you next week.